Hey Soulcal buddies, just me again making a video showcasing some of the costumes I've made. Once again, I apologize for the quality of the mic. This is on my Xbox headset, so it's not going to be very good. Anyhow, this is a Seong Mi-na costume that I'm super proud of. I really want to make a badass costume that I could use in ranked match, and I always saw these legs online and I'm like, oh man, I could make something really cool with that. So I was thinking a chimera sort of entity here, hence, you know, the crazy old school Japanese style makeup, the third eye, and the animal legs there. I think it came out really nice actually. Further, some little details, I put some dirt all over her body, the gray dirt, sort of made it look like almost the type of dirt you'd imagine seeing on a pig in a pigsty, and I think it really added this whole animalistic vibe to the entire costume. Anyhow, love it. Let me know what you think. Next, we have a Xianghua, which I'm actually pretty proud of. I've always wanted to incorporate the turban into a costume, but I found it pretty challenging to find a realistic looking costume. And then I thought to myself, what about someone who's sort of an assassin in the desert hunting people down? I thought it would make sense for Xianghua based on her character's backstory. So I'm pretty stoked with this, in particular the dirt on the face, and you'll see some dirt on other areas of her body. I think it went really well with the coverings, makes it sort of look intimidating, and the machete just goes well with the whole vibe of the costume. Let me know what you think. Next we have one of my more simplistic creations, but despite the simplicity of the aesthetic, it really took a long time, specifically because of the orange colors and the symbol. When I initially made him, I was doing different gradients of orange, and whatever orange I put in, it just looked too bright and too fake. So what I ended up doing is I threw in the speckled texture and put about 4 different gradients of orange in there, and I found that all that together actually made it look like a realistic fabric. On top of that, there's that yin-yang symbol on his chest with this star in the background, and I initially put that on there and it looked so blatantly fake because the stickers just pop so much. So to make it sort of slide into the colors of the fabric, I took the light colored dirt and I layered it over top. Anyhow, it ended up changing the look completely, making it actually like it was something embedded in the fabric, like this guy had been wearing this for years. Anyhow, despite, you know, just being a simplistic sort of Buddhist warrior monk, I think it actually turned out really nice. And yeah, Killeth looks badass with that shaved head, totally. And damn, he's ripped, man. So now we have a Talim. Talim is my secondary character in this game. I played her a lot in Soulcalibur 2, but since 2 I gave her up for different characters. But I really love her in 6. I think she's so badass and she's just has such a crazy mix-up game. She's a lot of fun to play. So the thing that I'm most proud about in this costume is the chest piece. I actually added all the accessory items onto that chest piece to make it look really unique. So there's the helmet ornament, the flames, there's then the cog, and then I took the white brim hat and put that on the underneath. And I think that all together it makes it look like a completely unique piece of armor. So I really love that. Further, you can notice when now she's all her armor stripped off, I put those backside like I've done on previous costumes, and once again I think that really adds a depth to the costume. It makes it look like it actually is something someone could wear. Anyhow, I think it turned out okay. Let me know what you think. So next we have the easiest costume I've ever had to make. Just to give you an idea, when I make a costume, generally it takes me about 3 to 4 hours, at least, because I get really lost in the details of textures and just getting everything right. But for Inferno it was super easy. I just chucked all of Nightmare's clothes, I took the same texture, which was leather, and put it across all his armor, and then I tried to match it to the bone tone a little bit so it looked organic, a little more natural than it looks on Nightmare. And then I ended up taking dirt too and splattering it all over his armor. And when you put it on that texture, the leather texture, it makes it almost look like there's patches of rust in the armor. So now he's wearing this crazy weathered armor that he's been wearing, just wearing for decades, you know, and it's fallen apart. Anyhow, love how it turned out. Really simple and really easy to make. It just took me like 30 minutes, I think. Anyhow, one thing I want to mention, haven't mentioned this in any of my previous videos, But if you want any of these costumes, feel free to message me, and I will share it as network data for you to download. Yeah, if you're into any of these costumes and you want to use them, that would be great, because it would be super fun to actually play someone online who was fighting a costume, or who was wearing a costume rather, that I made. Oh yeah. Anyhow, have a good one.